the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Colts and the Broncos under the lights on Thursday night.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They're led out by the 9th-year starter out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help. And
they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The Colts are the perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. And they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Carr going to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the draw, here's Williams. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there. All the things that have gone on, and the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. The first time out, they had the interception. That stopped their drive 3 points the other way, so now they work from behind.
They do, but he's got to walk out on the field like he's working from ahead. All right, he's got to walk out like, hey, I just threw a touchdown pass, because all eyes on his team are on him. They gain their confidence from the way he reacts, his demeanor, and how he plays. He's got to show that he has confidence in himself.
On 2nd and 7, Carr. Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Courtland Sutton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Carr. And that's caught by the tight end, Branson. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
How about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. 10-0 the score after one. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Up the middle, it's Williams. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. Oh, nice move. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He completes this to Sutton. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Courtland Sutton has shown plenty of times that he's a big-time player, capable of making the plays that you need to be a wide receiver one in this league. Now his goal is to return to his 2019.
There he goes, left side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Well, still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. And now another one thrown incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. And they've got the lead right now here, trying to erase the memory of the loss last week to the Raiders. So first and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos. Just shy of the 30. Here's Williams to start the drive. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
We know Melvin Gordon is very effective getting to the perimeter, but being a former University of Wisconsin Badger means you know how to run the ball inside and with power as well. I also like the fact that he's a weapon in the passing game. Had as many as 58 catches in a season. Throw it to him in space and look out.
Throwing throwing now. Wilson on first down. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. 3 yards remain for second down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Third and 2, now Wilson. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. On first down, Wilson. He's got his 6'5 receiver, that's Tim Patrick. And he'll work this down inside the 30. From the 29, Wilson. That is incomplete.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
From the 3, second and a yard. Throwing is Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos. On to their first half lead. Now McManus for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retake center stage. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Carr. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Now Carr. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. into the red zone. It's Carr. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense. They've really had a hard time slowing them down.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play.
After review of the play.
So that challenge is a successful one. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson got a man over the middle. It's Williams. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Third down, the Colts beefing up the secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game. This time they stay on the ground. And he's got some space. There goes Melvin Gordon. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Bronco score. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
McManus now for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll air this one out for Kirk. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. And the Bronco offense ready to begin this third quarter play. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
They start the second half here with Williams. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On third down, Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Throw to the right here to Gordon. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up 2nd down. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the 1st. To throw is Wilson. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. The 20. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down.
Caught by Green on the out route. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They go play action now. Wilson. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Broncos extend their lead yet again. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And he's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. After the interception, here's Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver.
Greg Dulcich.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Broncos will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts coming out now.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
On 2nd and 9, Carr dancing to his left.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Wilson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson.
Throw over the middle, taken in by Dulcich. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
They have the nice cushion. They just won't pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now it's Wilson. Steps away to his left. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Mo Alley-Cox with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. McManus's point after is good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That one complete downfield to Kirk. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. A false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. Play action. Now it's Carr. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 30-yard line. Buying time to his left. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, and they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Score that tackle for loss to the Wyoming alumnus, Logan Wilson. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll try the option right here on 3rd down. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Palardy now on to punt as he sends this one away. Rodgers to return it. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Wilson. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers while